Welcome back, everybody. Well, today's show is all about the kids, and if you're a parent, maybe you just went through those parent-teacher conferences. Maybe the first report card came home recently. Are you okay? Did it go okay? Maybe you're a little nervous. Maybe it didn't go as well as you'd hoped, and your student might need a little bit of help. And here to talk about it are the folks from LearningRx. We've got Dr. Jody Jedlicka and Dina Martin. Good to see you, ladies.
Good morning.
I just went through that, I have to be honest, and I'm always so nervous going in there. I think everything's going well, and usually it does go well, but sometimes teachers point out a few things that we don't necessarily want to hear. What do you do in that case? I mean, first of all, we've caught it early. We've got a lot of the school year left, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So is tutoring a good thing to, seek out right away if things didn't go exactly well?
Well, Amy, tutoring may be the right answer, but at LearningRx, what we're going to be able to do is actually pinpoint the cause of what is making that struggle happen. So the very first thing we do is we bring the families in and we assess the client. It takes about 60 minutes, and we're going to take a look at the 7 core cognitive skills in the brain that have to be strong in order for quick, efficient learning to take place. Those are going to be skills like long-term and short-term memory, logic and reasoning, visual processing, auditory processing. And what we know about brain research says that if even one of those areas are weak, then cognitive training is the route that families should be going.
So a lot of times it's not the kid's fault, you know what I mean? There's a lot of other stuff going on. How does this help, this cognitive training?
Right, and a lot of times it's not the parent's fault or the teacher's fault either. We have fantastic educators in this community, and so cognitive skills are just, the child goes to school and they don't have the tools that they need to be a good, efficient learner. So cognitive skills training, what that is it's kind of like one-on-one workout for your brain. We pinpoint where their underlying deficiency is, and then we train those skills so that those kids aren't weak and aren't slow and don't have difficulties in those areas anymore. It's like a personal workout for your brain.
Are you amazed at the results?
It's pretty astounding, absolutely.
And I have to tell you, now is the time. We have, like we were saying, we have several more quarters to go, so don't ignore it. I mean, that's the worst thing. I've done that before, and I've, kind of in my heart, I knew it wasn't right, but I thought, oh, it'll be okay. And if you don't catch it early,
we can change things by years in a matter of 12 to 24 weeks. So in weeks, we can change their skills by years. And so if you start now, you can see significant changes before the end of this school year.
And you have healthy families, happy self-esteem with this kid, and it all works out. Set up this story of a family and how this whole thing has helped.
Sure. This family that you'll be seeing later in the taping came in, and Cheyenne was really struggling with reading, keeping up with her assignments, just not a very self-confident learner. And so they came in, had a cognitive skills assessment done, started in a 24-week ReadRx program, and has turned out to be just a most vibrant learner, and her self-esteem is just skyrocketing. And the most important thing to note, I think, Amy, is that while Mom said, immediate signs were noticeable, it's now, which is about a year and a half post-program, that things are really starting to become evident in her learning.
Coming together.
That's what's really
exciting. Well, let's take a look at her story.
She was extremely overwhelmed at school, learning what she's learning at school, but also her homework. She had a really hard time staying focused and on task. She really struggled with remembering and retaining, which was frustrating to her. And then, you look at the family life. At nighttime, we were doing anywhere from 3 to 4 hours of homework a night. So, pretty intense. Yeah. The one-on-one training with her trainer just really did a lot for Cheyenne. She looked forward to coming here. It really built her self-esteem. Her confidence level in the learning ability grew, and she became a different child. She is working independently on her own at home, doing her homework. I am not standing over her, or she's not calling for me to help her. She's a different child. Her grades are amazing. She's probably increased her letter grade by 1 to 2 letter grades, which is great. We're really proud of her for that. And then the family life at night, we've got it back. By 7 o'clock, it's time for us to have fun. But I would say in the last 6 months is when I really saw the full effect. And I think what really, what it was for me was seeing the short term and the long term coming around, where she was remembering and she was retaining, and she could remember how to spell a word, and just that whole thing right there, just with school alone and what she was learning, you know, to be able to remember was great.
Wow, how cool is that? What was she playing in the background? What was that?
It was called Reasoning Brain Cards. It's a great strategy for logic and reasoning to take place. Kids have a lot of fun with
She
that.
looked like she was, you know, having fun, or she was smiling. All right, so you're one of those parents who just got home from the teachers' conferences or went through the report card, and it just, you got that gut feeling that I need to do something. What can you guys do right now? What kind of special things can you do right now?
Well, the first step in the process is calling and scheduling a cognitive skills assessment.
Okay.
And so, like Dina said, the assessment takes about an hour.
Okay.
And then we sit down with parents. We go over their concerns in detail, what's going on at school, what's going on at home, and then we put together a plan for that student. Right now, we're actually offering our cognitive skills assessment at half price because of report card time, so it's a great time to call. And in Appleton, we're having open house tomorrow night.
Okay.
From 7 till 8 p.m. and parents can call and reserve a spot for that if they'd like to just come by, see the center, meet our staff, and see what we're all about firsthand. And in Green Bay, they're holding one in on November 19th.
Yep.
So
On
coming
Thursday,
up.
November 19th.
Yes.
From 3:30 to 5:30.
All right, don't ignore that feeling and don't ignore the report card. And I love that mom's quote. We got our family night back.
Yes.
You know, it's 7 o'clock, we can have fun now.
We've actually had a family in Appleton who the parents were separated when they first came to us, and their daughter went through a program and just did so phenomenally better, this is what we expect from our kids. And they told us at their final consult after they were all finished with the program that they actually were getting back together because they had nothing to argue about anymore, because that's what they argued about,
And
is how to best help their child.
So stressful, you know what
and
I mean?
it's so emotional. I mean, you want the best for your kids.
Absolutely.
So.
Wow. All right, very cool. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for having
LearningRx,
us.
give them a call and really, you know, take that step. Don't ignore it because it just builds upon each other, and we all want successful, happy kids, that's for sure. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.